By Marty, Leeds. Greetings, world mystery readers. This article is the second article in a continuing series dealing with sacred number, sacred geometry and gematria. In the last article we took a look at the ancient art of gematria, which is the art of assigning numbers to letters, what is known to many as Kabbalah or Kabbalah, and we deconstructed the English alphabet using the numbers 1 through 7. We will not be going over the cipher again in this article, so please take the time to read the first article in this series to familiarize yourself with the mathematical structure of our English alphabet before trying to read on. You can watch many videos discussing this cipher at www.martyleeds33.com or on YouTube martyleeds33. I also have two books for sale, Pi, The Great Work, and Pi the English Alphabet Volume 1, with a third, Pi the English Alphabet Volume 2, due out very soon. The link for the video explaining the cipher is posted below, and an abridged version of the cipher is shown here. I have spent my entire adult life pursuing an answer for the meaning of this life and have always had an insatiable appetite for trying to understand this existence. I undertook this journey of discovery for many years, knowing full well that there might not even be an answer to the big questions we all ask at some point in our lives. Why are we here? Is there a meaning to life? What happens when we die? Where did we come from? Is there a God? This pursuit led me into inquiring into many subjects. I have dabbled in physics, theology, philosophy, history, archaeology, astronomy, etc. This yearning to understand the nature of reality and our place in it reached a fever pitch within the last few years, and my passion and constant drive to find my own personal truths led me straight into the heart of mathematics and geometry. I undertook the study of mathematics within the last few years of my life and concentrated on it very heavily because I felt that mathematics held within its workings the answers to many of the mysteries and enormous questions surrounding the nature of our reality. Through immersing myself in mathematics and geometry, I came to understand that mathematics was indeed a language, one that has been shared by all advanced cultures in all epochs of time. After working with simple mathematical principles, mainly adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing, I started to communicate with it, started listening to what it had to tell me, and realized that beneath the seemingly insurmountable study of math, the core of its structure was simple, beautiful, and held within it the patterns and essence of our creation. Like many, my experience with mathematics in high school was extremely off-putting. Math wasn't something of cosmic import or something you could adore, appreciate, or even, dare I say, have fun with. Math was a headache and was something only brainiacs and bookworms pursued. Math is no more about equations than poetry is about spelling. Khalid Azad. During my numerical studies I ended up utilizing certain mathematical principles considered highly esoteric and numerological, such as decimal parity or digital root, something we will explore in depth in this article, mirroring numbers and number symbolism. Many contemporaries consider such methods as pseudo-scientific, but by employing these methods the numbers themselves seem to be transmitting higher realms and orders of information. From where I sat, there seemed to be a whole enchilada of goodies and gems hiding just beneath the surface of number. And due to my inherent inability to let sleeping dogs lie, if you will, I fully intended to dig up those gleaming bits of wisdom and truth and gaze at their glory. Let me put my cards on the table. I am an outsider. I am autodidactic, and I learned everything I know about mathematics, geometry and gematria on my own, being highly influenced by many writers and researchers, both new and old. The likes of Marco Rodin, Scott Onstit, John Michel, Robin and Richard Heath, Michael S. Schneider, John Anthony West, R. A. Schwaller de Lubakas, Led Scranton, Manly P. Hall and Santos Bonacci, to name just a few, were instrumental in helping me pursue the line of thinking that has led me to the discoveries I have put forth today. I am deeply indebted to these people and many others, and without these scholarly heroes making enormous strides in their work, I would not be here writing this blog and putting forth my videos and books. That is a fact. If I have seen a little further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. Isaac Newton coming in through the side door, having no professional experience and having no accreditations from any university, has put me in a position to not be taken seriously by contemporary higher institutions of learning, by scientists or by scholars of all sorts, but it has also gifted me the blessing of having a fresh perspective on the world of language and math. My limited experience at the university level taught me that so many institutions of higher learning wish only to regurgitate the paradigm of knowledge accepted at the time. Most modern school systems do wish to push the boundaries or break the molds. Within mathematics, I saw an entire world left to be discovered, uncharted waters that our current system of thought was not willing to even send a little skiff out into. Upon getting my sea legs in mathematics, I in turn found myself getting drenched with the beauty of sacred number and sacred geometry. You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. Buckminster Fuller. My goal in my ongoing web series and within my books has been to try to merge mathematics and spirituality and relate them directly to the human being. Self-centered as it may sound, the question that I consistently asked was, what does all this have to do with me? Through my own personal experience with number, and years of pursuing a personal philosophy and a certain line of thinking, I saw many correlations between theology, mythology, philosophy and the sciences. These subjects didn't seem like separate entities but rather different aspects of an interwoven whole, a whole that could be intuited, grasped and understood with the magic of numbers. I had no set beliefs going into my pursuit. I wasn't agnostic, atheist, Christian, Muslim or Jewish. I was not a Freemason, a member of any sort of underground or secret society. I don't consider myself Democrat or Republican, and I am not specialized in any particular field of research. The only thing I can honestly say is that I was open-minded and discerning about all the information I had accrued and gathered over the years, and that mindset turned out to be the most important philosophy I ever undertook in my life. You want to be open-minded, but not so much as to hear the wind whipping between your ears. Terence McKenna. The golden ratio phi, a key to unlock the heavens and earth. Within the word philosophy consists of one of the most important mathematical ratios of all, known by the ancient Greeks as phi and phi, loso, phi. Phi and its counterpart phi are deemed the golden mean, the golden proportion and the golden ratio. This ratio is the number 1.618 and is the number upon which all of nature performs her balancing act. The word mean is defined as occupying a position between two extremes, and it is within this number that all of nature blooms into magnificence. Through the very word philosophy, our ancestors were trying to guide us in our thinking, informing us that in order to truly pontificate, ponder, ruminate and ultimately understand the workings of our cosmos, one would need to immerse himself in the power of number. Phi was not just some arbitrary number ratio somehow manifested through mindless chaotic universal construction, but a key to unlock the door to certain universal truths within the sacredness of the heavens and earth. Whoever cultivates the golden mean avoids both the poverty of the hovel and the envy of the palace. Horace. The ratio of phi is understood mathematically as the total length AB is to the length of the longer segment A as the length of A is to the length of the shorter segment B. This proportion is expressed on the human body. From the bottom of your feet to your navel equals 1 and the navel to the top of your head equals 0.618, making you the complete man, approximately 1.618. From your elbow to your wrist equals 1 and your wrist to the end of your middle finger equals 0.618, making your complete arm, roughly 1.618. This ratio constructs the human temple and is a tool to help one recognize that the human being is indeed a balance, a mean between the two extremes of the as above and the so below. You are the central balancing node between the heavens above and the earth below. The golden mean is a ratio to help establish meaning in your life. It is there to help you understand this world rationally. In order to come to an understanding of this world, you first need to know what you are standing under and what is under what you are standing on, and these are of course the heavens and the earth. By contemplating these two eternal concepts, you may just come to the understanding that they balance each other by nothing more and nothing less than yourself. Claudia Pavonis. We can find the golden ratio within the Fibonacci sequence. The Fibonacci sequence is a sequence that was rediscovered in the 13th century by the French mathematician Leonardo of Pisa, also known as Leonardo Fibonacci. The sequence was originally formed to calculate how rabbits multiply when they mate. The series grows accruing terms that come from within itself, taking nothing from outside the sequence of growth. This pattern spirals as it grows to fruition. This spiral pattern is evident all throughout nature. Tornadoes, sunflowers, ocean waves and pine cones all form from this fundamental sequence. From the first term, 0, the Fibonacci sequence grows by simple addition. By taking a number later in the sequence and dividing it by its predecessor, we can find our holy ratio of 1.618. Example 14489 1.618. Many people nowadays are familiar with the Fibonacci sequence, and this will undoubtedly be a review for many readers. Even if you are not familiar with the sequence, you have surely seen its wonders play out in the world. Even your credit cards and IDs are created by the ratio of phi. We can also find this ratio within the balancing number in our number line, the number 5. The number 5 is the balancing point between the numbers 0 and 10 or 1 and 9. A pentagram, penta meaning 5, encodes 1.618 as well. If we measure the smaller half of one of the arms of the star, it will proportion out to 0.618, with the larger half being 1. Human beings are constructed using the number 5. We have 5 senses, 5 fingers on each hand, 5 toes on each foot, and 5 extensions from our torso. 5 and 5 are intimately linked to the construction of the human being. The holy number 108. In this article, we will be exploring in depth the very holy number 108 and its relationship to the Fibonacci sequence and the number 5. If you notice above, the number 108 is the number of degrees between the top arms of the pentagram. The number 108 is a number that has shown its face time and time again throughout history and is, in the opinion of this author, a key vertex in the archetypal architecture of our creation. What is so important about this number in both Pi, the Great Work, and Pi the English Alphabet Volume 1? I highlight some of the many places this number shows its face. They are listed below. There are 54 letters in the Sanskrit alphabet, and each has masculine and feminine Shiva and Shakti qualities. 54 times 2 equals 108. The Indian subcontinent rosary, or set of mantra counting, has 108 beads. In the Krishna tradition, there were said to be 108 gopis of Krishna. The radius of the moon is 1080 miles. The number 108 is used in Islam to refer to God. The Chinese Buddhists and Taoists use a 108-bead mala, which is called satyu, and has 3 dividing beads, so the mala is divided into 3 parts of 36 each. The Sikh tradition has a mala of 108 knots tied in a string of wool, rather than beads. There are 9 planets in the solar system and 12 ages of the zodiac, 9 by 12,108. Atman, the human solar center, goes through 108 stages on the journey. There are many more examples of where this number 108 shows its face, but these few are enough to make us ask the questions: why 108? Where did this number come from? Why is it so special and consistently seen across the world? Why does it seem to be attached to spiritualities such as Sikh, Hinduism, Taoism and Buddhism? We are going to find this holy 108 within the spiraling, unfolding Fibonacci sequence. It is interesting to note the similarities between the word spiritual and spiral. Decimal parity. In the last article we briefly touched on the ancient numerological practice known as decimal parity. Decimal parity is a method not used in contemporary mathematics, but is one that was utilized by mystics, magus, astrologers and spiritual philosophers of the past. Termed decimal parity, digital root, Pythagorean addition, Kabbalistic reduction and theosophical addition, this technique breaks any number down to the numbers 1 to 9 and in doing so allows one to view not just the quantity, but the quality and essence of a number as well. The modern approach to math does not allow for such numeric trickery. Modern science and mathematics leaves basically no room for interpretation or for a philosophical understanding of number itself. Numbers were not created by man, numbers are the creation of nature and of the divine, and the more ways we can understand this natural language, the more we will understand our earth, our cosmos and ourselves. Simply put, decimal parity gives us another way of speaking the language of God. So how exactly does decimal parity work? Decimal parity is simple. No matter how large or complex the number, we can break it down to its decimal or digital root. For example, let's look at the number 987,654,321. By combining the individual digits of this number, we can find its digital root by utilizing one of the most basic mathematical principles of all: addition. 0.98, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 5 and 4, 5, 9. Therefore the essence, quality or decimal parity equivalent of 987,654,321 is 9. Let's try another. Let's find the decimal parity equivalent of the number 361.361, 10 and 101. Therefore the essence, quality or decimal parity equivalent of 361 is 1. We can now take this technique over to the Fibonacci sequence to see what this mighty sequence has to offer us. Shown below is the graphic for the breakdown of the Fibonacci sequence, but this time with its decimal parity equivalents highlighted in green. Notice 13 now becomes 4, 21 becomes 3, 34 becomes 7, etc. If we continue this process out, we will find a repeating string of 24 digits within the Fibonacci sequence being the following: 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 4, 3, 7, 1, 8, 9, 8, 8, 7, 6, 4, 1, 5, 6, 2, 8, 1. This pattern of numbers will repeat itself ad infinitum due to the Fibonacci sequence's self-generated process of growth, with the only variation being the first term, or the digit 0. The first term in the sequence is a 0 in the first cycle but becomes a 9 every cycle thereafter. 09. This difference is shown and highlighted below. First sequence: 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 4, 3, 7, 1, 8, 9, 8, 8, 7, 6, 4, 1, 5, 6, 2, 8, 1. Every sequence thereafter: 9, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 4, 3, 7, 1, 8, 9, 8, 8, 7, 6, 4, 1, 5, 6, 2, 8, 1. We will not be going over the math here due to space constraints, but if you would like to see the math, I have it highlighted in my book Pi, The Great Work, page 45. The first 24 numbers of the Fibonacci sequence, before decimal parity reduction, are 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 144, 233, 377, 610, 987, 1597, 2584, 4181, 6765, 10946, 17,711, 28,657. With, once again, its decimal parity equivalents being 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 4, 3, 7, 1, 8, 9, 8, 8, 7, 6, 4, 1, 5, 6, 2, 8, 1. If we add these 24 digits up, we find our holy number 108. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 4, 3, 7, 1, 8, 9, 8, 8, 7, 6, 4, 1, 5, 6, 2, 8, 1, 108. This sequence has been independently confirmed by several other scholars. Scott Onstadt of www.secretsandplainsight.com and Jane of www.janemathemagics.com have both calculated this sequence. I came to find this through my own studies, and it should be noteworthy to the reader in that due to the fact that this number shows its face time and time again in many different cultures, we can easily conclude that this sequence has been rediscovered by many seekers throughout the ages. Luckily for our current age, this mathematical jewel is beginning to show its face again from the depths of obscurity, just quite possibly to remind us of the harmonious and simplistic nature in which the divine wishes to speak to us. Metatron's cube, the spiral, a spiritual nature of the Fibonacci sequence, as it unfolds, wishes to inform us about the cyclical nature of the cosmos. Planets, stars, galaxies, seasons, and even life and death itself are cyclical. Since the Fibonacci sequence wishes to inform us about the power of spirals, let's wrap this sequence around a circle. In doing this, we can connect our starting number 0 to the numbers in the sequence divisible by 3, with those being 3, 3, 9, 6 and 6. Notice these numbers are separated by 3 numbers between them, showing us the power of the Trinity within the Fibonacci sequence. Connecting these numbers, we can actually form what is known as the Seal of Solomon, a Star of David. We can also construct what is known in sacred geometry as Metatron's cube. Metatron is mentioned in the pseudepigrapha and most prominently in the Hebrew Merkabah Book of Enoch. The book describes the link between Enoch, son of Jared, great-grandfather of Noah, and his transformation into the angel Metatron. His grand title was the Lesser YHWH. Metatron's cube is a two-dimensional geometric figure created from 13 equal circles. 6 circles are placed in a hexagonal pattern around a central circle, with 6 more extending out along the same radial lines. It is 12 spheres around one, reflecting the 12 hours of a clock, as well as Jesus and his 12 disciples and the 12 ages of the zodiac around our sun. Metatron's cube is considered one of the most holy of the ancient sacred geometrical symbols, and one that encodes the 5 Platonic solids. The Platonic solids are the 5 polygons that can be constructed within a sphere and are named after the Greek philosopher Plato. Metatron's cube is directly related to the Holy 108 of Fire as shown below. I show this entire concept in a brief, unnarrated video. https://www.youtube.com. Watch 64:7 Lick if you would like to study this in depth. It is available in both my books. There is much more to find within this very holy geometric construction, and I urge the reader to study and explore this in depth. But this is not the only place we can find our holy 108. We can also use the cipher for the English alphabet to find 3 key places in which our holy 108 wishes to show its face. Once again, the cipher is shown below. Since we are dealing with simple mathematics, we can use our cipher on the 4 basic mathematical principles everyone is well acquainted with, mainly adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing. When we use the cipher on the phrase add, subtract, multiply and divide, we find it sums to none other than 108. Add, subtract, multiply and divide 144 662755137, 162755322, or 114 455545 108. Quite interesting, but is this merely a coincidence in the magical world? There are no coincidences and there are no accidents. William Burroughs, one of the most prominent angles, the semicircle, or 180 degrees, finds us at that holy number 108 yet again. 180 degrees 215 6614554 557 672 457 55556 108. It would seem that the number 108 is hiding just beneath the surface of so many important mathematical principles. In the opinion of this author, this is not a coincidence and invariably shows the occult nature of our reality. Occult means hidden, and the mystics and spiritually advanced people of the past absolutely understood that lying just below the thin veneer of our everyday reality exists a beautiful matrix of simple number patterns. By reading between the lines of number, one is allowed access to the flowing oceanic numeric tides within the mind of God. Even St. John wanted to tell us about this number in his most cryptic verse 13:18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. 666 translates to the number 666. Using the English cipher, we can find what else was intended, or occulted behind the beastly number 666, 603 score SIX 653 6614554 76555 63255 653 108. Thanks for your time and stay tuned for another article within the next month. Please visit www.martyleeds33.com or www.schooloftheholoscience.org for more info on gematria, numerology, sacred number, sacred geometry, astrology and all things related to pi. Thank you. Copyright 2013 Marty Leeds, presented with permission of the author. About the author. Greetings. My name is Marty Leeds and I am the author of 3 books, Pi, The Great Work and Pi the English Alphabet Volume 1-2, dealing with numerology, astrology, sacred geometry and gematria. I have an ongoing web series discussing many subjects that you can find at www.martyleeds33.com as well as on YouTube martyleeds33. My intention and goal is to try to teach the basics of these subjects in a fun, easily digestible way so that anyone with an open mind and a yearning to understand the fundamentals of our universal construction may grasp them. Please visit my website and check out the books I have available for further study on these subjects. All the material on the web is presented for free, and I intend to post many more videos as time goes on. If you like what I am presenting, please pass it along to your friends and loved ones so they may enjoy it as well, and please support my efforts so I may bring more of my understanding of this material to you. My books are available via my website or Amazon.com. I am also a teacher at the website www.schooloftheholoscience.org along with Johan Oldenkamp, Santos Bonacci, Bill Donahue and a growing list of others. Our aim at the school is to bring the wisdom and knowledge of our ancestors to the current age in an attempt to unearth and revive a true understanding of our cosmos as well as to reaffirm our place in it. I hope these articles can help, in some small way, revive the wisdom of the old and help it flourish in the hearts and minds of seekers in our current era. Books by the author also available here.